What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Court of Capes. Let's go.
Court is in session.
Yeah. I am one of your judges, Judge Shelton. Another one of our judges, Judge Brown.
Hello.
And Judge Cooper.
The Batman is over.
The Batman is over.
May it rest in peace.
Later today,
May it rest in peace.
We will have a special guest on with us. Also, something else, we will not be doing the Get to Know Your Judges session because we have a lot of stuff to talk about, boys.
Got some beefy content.
Got a
the
lot.
Season finale for season 1 of Court of Capes.
Yeah, man. It's been something. I tell you, it's been a journey. I'm glad to to have been on it with you boys and to continue and to make this show just better and better each episode.
It's been the sojourn, hasn't it?
So, as you know, we have finished the Batman, the 2004 show, The Batman. You guys, if you guys want to see your honest takes with it, episodes will be up. There's been some ups, there's been some downs.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I think that is a very fair statement.
We learned, we experienced more comic hero content, which in its of itself is good, right? Like,
oh yeah,
like that's definitely a great thing.
And I mean, this show had been on my list for like the last 10 years to watch at some point. So
yeah,
I just brought it to the front of the list.
There you go.
So something that had never happened before this weekend, Judge Cooper and I went up to Judge Brown's place, hung out for the weekend, had ourselves a Friendsgiving.
Friendsgiving, y'all.
Discussed last time. We really feasted. We ate a lot. Man. This past weekend, we ate so much.
We're at least twice the size.
We got at least some exercise in, and some extra fries, a little bit of both. But
I mean, it wouldn't be a Thanksgiving weekend without a little football throwing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So another thing that happened is all three of us watched a movie together in relation to this podcast, and that is Batman versus Dracula.
And what a good time we had.
What a good time we did have.
Yeah.
So, Judge Cooper, this is your first time watching that movie, correct?
Yes, it is. Is it your first time, Judge Shelton?
It was. It was my first time, and I tell you, there's some things I would like to say about it. Interesting stuff. Maybe a slightly hot take.
Oh, boy.
We will see how it goes.
It's funny. I'd actually forgotten most of this movie.
Ah.
Oh, really?
So the premise of the movie is Penguin may... I'll tell you guys first offhand, even though Penguin is somewhat of a main character in this movie, it's not the worst.
Hot take, best Penguin appearance in the whole show.
Yes, agreed.
Wow.
Best ever. Best Penguin appearance.
Because he was put in his place where he belongs.
Yes, he was. So, there's this random character who tells Penguin that there is a lot of money or gold at this graveyard. And he also tells Joker. So both of them are basically racing over to get towards get the gold or treasure, and Batman stops Joker, but not Penguin. There's actually a time where Batman thought that Joker had died. That was very interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting from a Batman character standpoint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we will get to
that.
And then Penguin, instead of getting to the right grave because there wasn't the best description, he stumbles upon a grave where there is a dead body. He opens the casket, expecting money, but just sees a skeleton. He accidentally cuts himself. Blood drops on the skeleton. and resurrects Count Dracula.
In a fairly gnarly way for a kids movie. Like, and I was not expecting there to be blood either.
There was a lot of darkness in this compared to most of the entire show, which I appreciated. I appreciate darkness in a lot of shows and stuff like that, especially when it comes to Batman. He just is overall a dark character. So, yeah.
Yeah, that had a bit more of an edge to it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So Dracula resurrects and starts turning people into other vampires. They're called the Lost Ones at first because they're just people who disappear. And he also, after a while, he fights Dracula once. Dracula absolutely schools him because he's a vampire and Batman didn't really have prep time.
No, he did not.
Batman's only weakness, not enough prep time.
His kryptonite.
Yeah, not enough prep time. And so Dracula schools him. Batman doesn't really know what to do. Dracula ends up turning the Joker into a vampire, which was pretty wild, actually. But Batman is then able to capture Joker and using his blood to create a cure. So then he starts using the cure on this last move to take down Dracula, starts using the cure to turn back all the other people. And then he uses it on Dracula. Well, he finally gets to use it on Dracula. It looks like it was lost. But it turns out it didn't work. Didn't work. Dracula says that his man-made serum would not work on the supernatural. And
only
then
on
Batman fights Dracula in the cave.
Only on the zombies that the supernatural created, I guess.
Yeah.
It only works on the zombies the supernatural created, I guess. So.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. He was formed by the supernatural, but the zombies were a different situation, which was a little confusing for me. Like, why doesn't it work on him? But anyways, the fight makes its way to...
I think it's Castlevania logic where, like, the Morning Star doesn't kill Dracula because he's just greater than.
Okay.
He's not a regular vampire.
Well, it didn't kill him, but it kind of worked. It would do damage, but it wouldn't kill him. Right?
Yeah, it was still effective against him.
Yeah, it still was effective against him. The serum did absolutely nothing to him.
That's true.
But they also had less of an idea. They also didn't define how powerful this Dracula was.
No, they really didn't. We didn't really get to see much of that other than when he would fight Batman. That was kind of it.
Yeah.
So the fight makes its way to the Batcave. Alfred shows up. Dracula realizes, he doesn't realize then, actually, but starts fighting.
And you know that when a fight goes to the Batcave, then this villain's never going to be seen from again.
Yeah, most likely. So Batman uses his pole elevator contraption to escape a fight. He was pretty badly hurt. Makes his way up, and Dracula goes on some evil rant saying that there's no way Batman can escape, and he's Dracula, and he will rule. And turns out Batman made his way to a device that mimics the power of the sun's light. And this is where things got interesting. He turned it on, and Dracula realized it was Bruce Wayne and disintegrated Dracula. Absolutely.
Just straight up
turned
killed
him
him.
into ash.
And just one of the best moments of the entire show, in my opinion. Because that was an amazing line that he used, and just the way that he used his cape to keep him alive for a few seconds longer.
True. So that is the synopsis of the movie. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of what we thought of the movie and some interesting things that occurred.
All right, first of all, Vicki Vale.
Ah, yes.
Probably my favorite part of this movie.
Yeah, Vicki Vale was fantastic.
She was excellent.
Amazing character.
Is she a top 5 character of the entire show?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes like Barbara, Dick, Batman himself, then maybe for me
Dave.
personally, yeah, Dave, then maybe her. It might be a tie between her and Poison Ivy because I like Poison Ivy a lot.
Yeah, we didn't get enough Poison Ivy, honestly.
We really didn't. She got shafted.
Yeah.
But that is for our overall conversation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, Vicki Vale was fantastic, and like it would have been so cool if she was actually put in the show. Like there was one moment in the movie where we thought, okay, this is why Vicki Vale isn't gonna make it, because we thought actually that she was gonna die.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna straight up die.
I thought she was gonna straight up die, and I was like, okay, that makes total sense as to why she's never in the show. But honestly, they give no real reason why she's never in the show.
They Ellen Yenned her.
They did. She just. But we got more of Ellen Yen. I would have rather had more Vicki Vale.
Yeah.
And she seemed like a logical love interest somewhat for Batman. Like she could have turned into some, I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to go too far with it. I don't know. But she was fantastic. She was very Lois Lane-esque in that movie.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. Stubborn, very strong-headed, but smart, just found herself in a bad situation. But yeah, Judge Brown, that is quite the character. Amazing.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, we the reason that we say this is Penguin's best role, because Penguin was put in his place. He was no main villain or anything like that. He literally just served Dracula, and it was so fitting. So fitting.
Oh, yeah. It was great.
Because all throughout, like, even before, like, Dracula, because Dracula tries to say, like, oh, you will serve me, and he's like, I'm a cobblepot, I serve no one. And he's like that through the entire show, but, like, outside of the movie, he's like that. And it's very annoying. But he was put in his place. And it was great. So I almost find it fitting that we watch this movie after the entire show, because we got like the entire annoyance of Penguin and everything. And then we get to appreciate this moment where he's put in his place even more.
Yeah, it kind of encapsulates the full Penguin experience.
Yeah.
You kind of got some catharsis getting to see Dracula doing to Penguin what you wished you could do to him.
Yeah.
And I would like to petition Warner Brothers to officially, retroactively change the title of this show. I would like them to change it to The Batman and Penguin.
Dang. My goodness. Yeah, it had a lot of Penguin unnecessarily.
Only in season 1 and 2. He was a much more reduced character for the last 3.
First impressions mean a lot.
I know.
Anyways, so yeah, it was really good. There was no Robin nor Batgirl because they were not introduced, because the movie takes place between season 2 and season 3.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really enjoyed the movie, and I don't know if I want to come to my hot take just yet.
Mm.
But well, this goes on. Judge Cooper, do you have anything to say else?
I don't know if this is going to butt up against your hot take, but I'll say it anyway. So I obviously enjoyed the edge to this. I thought it had a bite to it, no pun intended, that the show on the whole did not have, just because obviously it got edgy without getting too edgy for edginess' sake, I thought.
Yeah.
It still fit within like the theming of the show, but yeah, I like that. I think my biggest criticism with this movie was that personally, I thought that all of the plot in this movie could have fit into a 2-parter.
Yeah, there was a moment like halfway through where I was just kind of like, wow, we have a lot more to go. And it just seemed, yeah, it could have definitely been shrunk and actually, instead of being like a 2-hour movie, because how long? Okay, it was like an hour and a half, right?
Yeah, it was like an hour and 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, hour and 20 minutes. It could have been like an hour-long movie. And that be it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those times where it definitely felt its length, if not a little bit longer than it really was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being said, though, I'm still glad I watched it.
Oh yeah.
And if anybody was to like ask me like, okay, what are like the essential like the Batman content, I would say watch this and the Dave episode.
There you go.
So that kind of leads me into my hot take somewhat, that this
Give us a
movie
hot
was
take.
probably the best the Batman content I've seen.
Wow.
Oh, that is a blazing hot take.
So you're ranking this higher than your top 5 episodes.
Yes, I am. Maybe Dave is the only
Wow.
episode that competes, but everything else, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. It did feel long, but we got to see, you know, Batman lose multiple fights.
Yeah, that was cool.
For some reason.
Yeah, you all are cutting out a little bit.
Hello?
I can hear you, JC.
Huh.
Can you hear Josh?
I cannot.
Yep.
Oh,
Josh, you
Josh.
just cut out like the last like 45 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
It's because my brother's calling me. Anyways, okay. Well, I'll have to reset any. Okay, so did you guys hear the Joker aspect?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so like Batman brooding over Joker's death, I thought like, wow, that was kind of true to his character. You know, something we'd never see. The whole show, it looks like Batman's just trying to get rid of Joker and never again. But he's brooding over Joker's death, and what we thought should have killed Joker, then we realized, hey, it's a superhero show. It happens.
Yeah.
People survive the craziest of things. So that was cool. There was a slight edginess and darkness to it all, and I love that in the show. Like, you know, like happy / dark, especially when there's like contrast going on. But that was really cool. Got to see some pretty cool fight scenes, honestly. And there was that one moment where Batman was making his way to the roof and there was all the police officers. Oh, and may I say that the SWAT teams and police officers actually looked cool. That was like the only time ever did the police look cool.
Did the police have actual guns and missiles in this movie?
They had guns, I think.
They had missiles. I can't remember if they had guns or not.
They were carrying something.
Because like the guns in this show are like bricks, basically.
Yes. Yeah. No, these looked way better. Their whole design was way cooler.
Yeah.
So the movie must have got like a way bigger budget than any episode of the show. I don't know. Or they just have different creators or something. I don't know. But that
the cool. Animation was just sharper.
Oh, way sharper.
Yeah. I would assume that's because we watched it on HBO Max and not that garbage DC Universe app.
Possibly. The fight scenes were really cool between Batman and Dracula. Like Dracula was like so strong, and it was really cool to see that. And there were multiple moments where Batman was thrown around by his cape, which again,
I'm sure you guys loved.
Yeah, because his cape is obnoxious.
Absolutely. I don't know.
I will forever be a fan of the long cape.
I really liked the movie. There was a darkness to it. It seemed way more Batman than almost the entire show, or my understanding of Batman.
Your preferred Batman.
Well, yeah. So yeah, best the Batman content I've seen.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy. So that's my hot take right there.
So does that lead us into our top episodes?
I think it segues nicely.
Yes. All right. So we've already kind of said our top episode. Curtis and I have both hinted towards it. So, Jace, Judge Brown, why don't you start?
Okay. Are we starting with number 1? Are we just saying like
No,
all of
start
our
with number 5 and
Yeah.
then work your way up.
Okay. Per usual, I put in absolutely no thought into this beforehand, but I do have 4 out of 5 ready. I'm just trying to figure out the correct order that they should be in, and also what number 5 is. There's a lot of episodes that could contend for that, but I think I just figure. Well, no, that one's already in there. It's difficult. I really want to say something like Clay Faces just to like tick you both off.
For what?
As my number 5, Clay Faces.
Oh my gosh, Jace.
But I'm not going to do that.
Get out of here.
Oh boy. Okay. Let's see here. You know what? I think I'm actually willing to say this. Unless maybe you guys will say something that I'm not thinking of and it'll change my mind.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to go with, let me get the name of this episode right. Where's that? Attack of the Terrible Trio is number 5.
Ooh, I like that
Okay.
opinion.
I do. I like that as well. That was a very enjoyable episode. There was also a darkness to the episode as well. That's why.
There sure was. And I loved seeing Batgirl and Batman actually act like a team together for the only time in the entire show.
Amen to that.
So I love that episode for that. So I'm putting it right there at number 5. And right up from that, I am going to put Batgirl Begins.
Yeah.
Very nice.
We got Poison Ivy. We got to see Batgirl for the first time. And I think that 2-parter was just absolutely amazing.
So that 2-parter is 1?
I think we've been counting 2-parters as the same episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah. Because it's one cohesive story.
Okay.
And then right up from that, I'm going to put the rubber face of comedy / the clay face of tragedy.
Okay.
It is one of the most memorable elements of the entire show for me.
Oh, yes.
Arc of Clayface, of Ethan Bennett becoming Clayface, and just solid episodes.
That is the cool part of Clayface. And I wish it's... Yeah. All right. Number 2.
Okay. Number 2, I am putting Gotham's ultimate criminal mastermind. AKA Dave.
Big Dave.
Big Dave. Also, one of the most memorable elements of the Batman. The best villain, by far, hands down. We got so little of him, but he left us wanting more.
Yeah.
Also, another villain that got brought into the Batcave, and we knew what was happening after that.
True.
And of course, it is no surprise that my number 1 episode is Artifacts. Because it is the single most memorable element of the Batman to me. It is always the thing that I will think about first. It is the episode that I like the most because I got to see Oracle, I got to see Nightwing, got to see basically Dark Knight Rises Batman, the awesome Batmobile tank, and we'll just forget about all the Mr. Freeze weird stuff, but all the other things were great.
The Dark Knight Returns Batman?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
And it was such a great episode to my childhood, and something that will always be forever linked to the Batman in my heart. So there we go. My top 5.
I like your list, JC.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, solid list.
It is a solid list. All right,
So where are you all going?
I can go next. My number 5, starting with number 5, will be The Joining Part 1 and Part 2.
Ooh.
I'm totally
yeah.
joking.
Heck
was-
yeah.
And my
that
number
was
4
hilarious.
is Seconds. Oh man.
And then the Icy Depths, number 3.
Yeah, and then the Icy Depths. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is also very difficult to put. Number 5 is probably very difficult. I kind of have my number 4, 3, and 2 and 1. But number 5 is kind of difficult to come up with. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things and aspects of it. All right, so I actually might go with what your JC, your number 5 is.
Yeah.
The Terrible Trio. Yeah. That's what they're called, right? The Terrible Trio.
Yes, Attack of the Terrible Trio.
Attack of the Terrible Trio. Yeah, I really like that. There was like a darkness to it. And I love, like I said when we discussed the episode, I love it when they take nobodies and actually make them legitimate villains.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so they did that really well. And they had an aspect of it where it looked like, Batman, how are you going to get out of this? Like, it seemed like a serious threat. And there's just a dark element to it, like a really dark element to it. When you think about it, it's just like, whoa. Like, so yeah, I really, really liked that episode. My number 4 will be, was it Batgirl Begins for you, JC? Because
Yeah.
that's where I'm leaning as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Love it.
My number 3. This will be kind of different, but I thought it was really fun. Where is it? Probably Two of a Kind.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that the Young Joker episode?
Is the Joker and Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Oh,
Quinn.
Harley. Yes. I love that episode.
Yes.
So good.
That will be my number 3. With my number 2 going to the Clayface arc, Rubber Face of Comedy and the Clayface of Tragedy. 2 episodes
Solid.
that made me feel like, whoa. I don't know what it was. Maybe my blood sugar was high or whatever. But when he walked out that door asking for help, like, and nobody was helping him, I just felt so bad. And I was like, episodes that make me feel like that, like, that's good stuff. Oh, man. And my number 1 being Dave. Gotham's ultimate criminal mastermind. So who was Gotham's ultimate criminal mastermind, though? Was it Dave? Or was it Strange?
I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out there. Because of the finale, it was Dave.
Yeah, I was really about to say that same thing. Like, the finale really undid a lot of Doctor Strange's goodwill.
Yeah, it really
to
did.
me.
Most of Hugo Strange's stuff I had seen was like good, but when it got to like Hugo Strange's team up with the Joining and how shallow it was, he just stumbled upon some stuff. It not only made Hugo Strange worse, but it made the Joining even worse. And I didn't think it could get any worse. He
sold out to some of the worst villains of the whole show.
Yeah, but it makes it look like they sold out to him. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah. So that's my list. Top 5 episodes. Everything underneath that. I don't think there's too many episodes that really come close. I mean, that includes some of the best villains: Dave, Poison Ivy, Clayface at that time. Terrible Trio. Those are actually really well written villains. So, and Harley Quinn's introduction. her take was kind of cool.
Oh, I loved
Yeah.
her. And
Yeah.
we got shortchanged by only seeing her like one more time.
I know, right? And it's when Batman and Robin took on every villain they'd ever faced. That was.
Well, no, we saw her in,
there was the Joker one too. There's Joker 2.0.
Yeah, the two Jokers.
Yeah. Totally forgot about that episode.
Yeah, and she was even better in that episode, I thought.
Yeah, she was pretty amazing.
Like the episode in of itself wasn't quite as good, but she herself I loved.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, Judge Cooper, you are up.
All right, so got some similarities, some differences between you lovely gentlemen. All right, so number 5, I have the Laughing Bat.
Ooh.
Whoa. Okay. All right, we're digging deep here.
Because, quite frankly, my favorite parts of this entire show were when it had the wherewithal to be different.
Mm.
Because, like, I thought that after season 2, the show both got better and worse for me. It got better because the quality was just better, but it got worse because it was trying to be Batman the Animated Series.
Mm.
That's true, which, made me like it.
And I'm
a
like,
little
I
bit.
don't want to watch the Batman the Animated Series. I want to watch the Batman, the unique take of Batman.
Right.
And we caught glimpses of it. And this is one of those episodes where they did something interesting. And obviously it's not like the comics had never done anything like this before, but shows hadn't really tackled this with the Joker kind of like imitating Batman and like being like this demented form of Batman that was super fun.
Yeah.
And then coming in at number 4, I got Two of a Kind for all the reasons Josh mentioned, because Harley Quinn is delightful, and I loved this take of her as like this weird talk show host.
That was interesting. Very fun though.
Oh, yeah.
I can't forget when they go on their whole like spiel together and like Joker's being like the therapist for her. I thought that was so good.
Genius.
That cracked me up. All right.
And then at number 3, another Curtis exclusive episode, we have Fleurs du Mal.
Oh.
Ooh. Love that episode.
A fabulous Poison Ivy episode.
It included Penguin, but for a short bit.
Oh, yeah.
But doesn't Penguin get like murdered in that episode?
He gets turned
does.
into,
So that automatically makes it a good Penguin episode.
Mm-hmm. And if memory serves, was this the only other Poison Ivy episode aside from like Batgirl Begins?
No. Well, she makes she's not the
no,
villain, but in the Superman episode.
Yeah, I don't count that.
Okay.
Then yes.
I don't even think she uttered a spoken line.
She did.
Mm.
When he had her captured and said like, "You'll never get away with this," to Luthor.
Yeah, but I
It was
can't
a
remember
line.
if we could hear.
Okay,
her.
maybe she had one line, but it was still insulting to me. I found it offensive
That's
because
fair.
she is second best villain.
Ooh.
And yes, I include Dracula in that.
Oh.
But anyway, speaking of which, number 2 is Batgirl Begins.
Oh wow! All right.
Because it's got my favorite character of the show, Batgirl, and my favorite villain, Poison Ivy, and they share their origin story, which is magnificently cool.
It was.
And it goes back to this show doing a couple things unique, which
That's
I
true.
love.
It was a different take on the characters, and that was very interesting, very good, well written. Which brings us to your favorite episode of the show.
I mean, it's not even close. It's Gotham's Ultimate Criminal Mastermind.
Of
Yes.
course.
I shouldn't even have to say it. Like that episode, like, and
So-
specifically like the scene where Batman confronts Dave in Gotham's like server room, and where they're having like an ideological standoff. I'm like, oh man, this is some good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very few moments from the show rose to that height.
Yes.
Yeah,
I have a question for you. I guess you didn't enjoy Clayface's origin as much as Judge Brown and I did.
I mean, I enjoyed it. It's just that I thought that these other 5 episodes I thought just stood out to me more.
Okay.
If I had to make a 6, it would probably be number 6. Because obviously I love what they did with his character in that. I did think that, I can't remember if it was the first or second episode that we talked about, like, you know, like the second episode where I thought one of the episodes dragged a little bit more than the other one.
Okay. Yeah, that would be the second episode.
Yeah.
But all right. Okay. I don't think any of our favorites were hot takes. It's not like someone put seconds or you know,
Clayfaces,
IPFs in
JC.
there.
So wanted to.
Artifacts did not make Judge Cooper and I's list. I do appreciate that Nightwing is in there. Not the only time we saw him, but he was in there, so that was good.
Yeah. The only time we officially saw him.
That's true. I thought it was really interesting how he was like Robin's created gamer character. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right. So I am trying to get our guest on here so we can make our presentations.
Would you like me to go get him?
Yes, please.
All right, I'm going to mute my mic. If you all wouldn't mind stalling for time.
All right.
That's like saying, just act natural.
Oh, man.
So, Josh,
yes,
taken
sir.
as a whole, was this an enjoyable experience these past few months?
Is that including the podcast itself?
Well, yeah, I mean, watching the Batman.
Within itself, enjoyable. I enjoy discussing it, for sure. The show itself, if I was to give it a rating, I'd probably maybe get a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
There were really good parts, but when it was bad parts, I did not enjoy watching it. I didn't want to be watching it during like I was like, I'd rather be playing like Animal Crossing on my Switch or turning on something else or just texting. You know what I mean? Like there were some really good parts, like Dave and the movie Batman versus Dracula. Those were very, in my opinion, very good pieces of content there. And the episodes that I mentioned as my top 5 were pretty good as well. Throw in a few episodes and they're kind of close, but it's like everything else is so far down. Like just wasn't too enjoyable.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, Judge Cooper, I gave a rating for the show itself.
What'd you give it?
Out of 10. I gave it a 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I'd say that I'm glad I watched it just to satiate my curiosity. Having zero nostalgia for it, obviously, me and you were a little more brutal towards it, and that doesn't make it any more or less valid than JC's opinions about it. But there were episodes I enjoyed, and then episodes I played Switch during.
Yeah,
definitely. If I was ranking it with my nostalgia goggles, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10.
All right, what are you giving it without him?
Well, that universe doesn't exist, so I don't know.
An 8 out of 10. Oh man, I don't think I could ever get myself to do that, but I understand.
That's fair. In my head, this is more or less the definitive version of Batman that I will forever cherish.
All right,
however upset that may make you, Josh.
I really like that you appreciate this. Everyone has their tastes, and I like that you stand with it. You know, because Curtis and I are pretty critical over the show itself, but you stand by it. You like it still, which is very good. You know, and you can continue watching it on HBO Max if you had that, or the DC app.
There we go.
But that moves us to our next segment, listeners, and we have a very special guest during this segment, and he was on our very first episode, but due to school and other things, his time has been taken for us, but he joins us for a quick bit as we present our next show. Welcome, Judge Anthony.
What's up, boys? Let's get her done.
Let's get her done.
Welcome back, you greasy bum.
Welcome back.
Let's choose a show to captivate the interests.
Oh man, yes. Let us use a democratic process so we can all enjoy a great show, give hot takes, and continue to give the listeners something they would enjoy as well.
So can I break down how this is working?
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask that somebody do that.
Okay. So we have all come with a choice of show that we will be watching next and discussing. Now, each of us will be presenting our choices, and then we will democratically vote. None of us can vote for our own show, but instead we will be voting for one of the others. Whichever show gets the most votes and everyone agrees unanimously to watch, we will go forward and watch and discuss next on The Court of Capes.
All right. So, Judge Brown, if someone vehemently opposes watching that show, what happens?
Well, we're going to have to pick another show that we can all agree on.
All right.
Because we are not going to allow any of us to be miserable for the next couple months.
Here's what I say. If someone vehemently rejects the show, I think not only should that show be knocked out, but I think that
their choice of show
should be knocked out, so it's fair.
Ooh.
Okay.
I like that.
Raising the stakes a little bit. All right.
Yeah, so you can't be a jerk just to get your own show elected.
I'm really excited to hear your guys' presentations and what show you think we should watch. I think we all usually have good taste on average. So I think we'll probably enjoy each other's shows. Judge Curtis and Judge Brown and I during this weekend all took a guess at each other's shows, one guess, and none of us got it right. So that's very interesting. So let us have some fun and let our guests go first.
All right.
I will say, I'll cut in real quick. After everybody does theirs, I think everybody should write down their vote before we go around the table and reveal them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just to have a more fair and no one swayed by the process. Yeah. But all right. Judge Anthony, boy, you are up.
All right. Hear me out. I got the next spicy sandwich for you. All right. This thing is this show is full of action, full of hardship, full of 2008 animation. All right.
Oh, my favorite part.
Ooh, okay.
Bring this to the court. Iron Man Armored Adventures. Let's go. All right.
Give us a rundown.
This show is about Tony Stark, but as a teenage lad. All right. This bad boy has heart disease. He's got it all. He's got the suits. He's got school. He's got Rhodey as a student friend. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
This show.
Brody, more like Brody.
Yeah, Brody, as he's called. It has amazing villains such as.
Wait, do they actually call him Brody?
No, I don't think so.
You'll have to watch the show and find out.
Oh yeah. Okay. And it has new takes on the Iron Man bad boys, like our bad boy with the rings. You know who we're talking about? I'm not going to reveal it yet. You know, bad boy.
All right.
Mando.
With,
wait, that's the other one.
Mandalorians in it. You know, guys like the Living Laser, all those fellas.
Whiplash. Whiplash has a dope design.
Oh, it's so
Best MCU villain.
Oh, by far.
True. He
Hot
wants his
takes,
bird.
man. Hot
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
this is a show from both me and Curtis's childhoods, and I think
Yes, it is.
this show deserves the spotlight after so many years.
That
How many
is
episodes are there?
interesting. So,
There's 2 seasons of around 22 episodes.
52 episodes in all.
Okay, so it's well under our 65 episode limit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm fully obviously already said that my nostalgia goggles were pretty thick for the Batman. How thick are your guys' nostalgia goggles for this one?
Oh no, I'm ready to tear it down.
I'm ready to destroy it, but I think it'll be a lot more fun because of how many greasy moments that are in this show.
Well, and in terms of unique interpretations of characters, they're way more unique takes on characters than there are in the Batman.
Because
I'm
it's
sure
not
there
like,
are.
It's not like, oh, it's the beginning of Batman's story. This is more like, oh, this is a revamped whole universe of they can do whatever the heck they want, and it's gonna get weird.
I think it's very interesting that the show came out almost the same year Iron Man came out.
No,
Well, yeah,
it was
that
a
was
show to the movie, yeah.
Yeah, it was marketed as like a companion to the movie.
Oh, that's really interesting, but it's a totally different take.
Yeah.
Oh, completely.
Looking at the art style, it's very interesting. I'm getting like Code Lyoko vibes here.
Oh yeah, I totally see that. Love that show.
That's a very good show.
And may I just say, it has a banger of an opening theme.
Oh, one of the best openings of all time for superhero shows between 1995 to 2020, let me tell you.
Probably my
Wow.
second favorite ever, behind Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
And Spectacular Spider-Man?
Heroes. That one
Oh, it's up there, dude.
I'd put it slightly above Spectacular Spider-Man's intro.
Whoa!
That's saying something.
Oh, that is saying something.
Yeah.
That is a spectacular show, though, as well.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. So that's my
I'm liking your pitch, Judge Anthony here.
What can I say? I came with guns a-blazing in my return.
I am looking at the ratings, and it did all right, but sometimes that doesn't define a show at all.
Like Catwoman the movie. That movie was fantastic. Let me tell you.
That movie was absolutely
underrated
atrocious.
gem.
Okay, okay, we need to stop this now. All right, I like it. Iron Man Armored Adventures Teenage Iron Man in a American-Canadian French 3D CGI animated series, loosely based on Marvel Comics superhero Iron Man. And I like it how it's loosely based.
How can you go wrong with the Canadians making something that's kind of like the original?
Yeah,
there you go.
This is Iron Man. Wow. Okay, that is very interesting. I'm intrigued. All right, Judge Brown, you are up.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, I am bringing back some more nostalgia. Something that it was near and dear to my heart growing up.
Oh.
However, I know this time that what I'm bringing to the table is objectively high quality.
Ooh.
Oh my.
And I know for a fact that it holds up.
I like the confidence.
And what I am bringing forward is the original Justice League cartoon.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Now you're speaking my language.
Oh, I'm sure. Set in the same continuity. Setting in the same continuity as Joshua Shelton's beloved Batman the Animated Series.
Joshua Shelton's sacred Batman the Animated Series.
Heck yes. I will
You
tell
guys
you,
are
Judge
leading
Brown,
the horse along. Let me tell you.
I will tell
Ooh.
you, Judge Brown, that this show was second on my list. It was between this one or another one I was going to present. You were, oh man, that was a close one. We almost had the same show.
We sure did. And
Oh,
coming
man.
in at 2 seasons of 26 episodes, it is right under our 65 episode limit and perfect for consideration.
Yes, very short. I mean, you
Nice.
could even throw Justice League Unlimited, which would be a different one, and it still wouldn't meet the.
I think that's what he's talking about.
Well, no, I'm just talking about the original Justice
He was
League.
talking about the original Justice League.
Oh, I thought the
Which
Justice
I
League
did
just had one
appreciate
season.
because it focused on the characters a little more, like specific characters. Oh, so good.
But, you know, if we finished the show and decided, hey, we need more Justice League, then we could just crack open that unlimited can and just slurp that all up too.
Ah,
I like the
yes.
slurping.
I like it a lot. I'm really liking it. Both of these are great options.
Yes,
Oh, man.
indeed. Okay, that's all I've got. I mean, mine doesn't need a very lengthy pitch because we all know it's good.
All right,
Let the show speak for itself.
Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
I mean, it really does.
All right, Judge Shelton, you're up.
Oh man. Okay, guys. Call me a homebody. Call me whatever. I really don't care. All right. This show here has romance. It has action. It has mystery. It has everything you want out of a show. Fantastic scenes. Just great all around content. All right. This show here is a main character is a teenager who's taking the streets, trying to fight crime.
I think I know where we're going with this.
Trying to do what's good. All right. Smart guy, different take. One of my favorite superheroes of all time. We have ourselves Batman Beyond.
Oh, I was going somewhere else.
Oh,
Now,
I thought you
Dan.
meant Spider-Man.
Yeah, I
Nah.
really thought you were going to do Spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh,
Nah.
you're doing DC's ripoff, I see. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. All right. So, Terry McGinnis. Batman is too old to be Batman anymore. At one point, he finds himself holding a gun to fight a criminal, which is something he vowed to never do. Then he decides to put up the cape. There are underlying things going on that bring Terry McGinnis to the surface, to where he then takes on the mantle to get back at who kills his father. Very good stuff. It has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think speaks for itself. It is also
It's somewhat like 5 reviewers.
No, a
Or
lot
4.
of
I think it's 4 or 3. Yeah.
a lot of people reviewed the show. Season 1 and season 3 are both 100%. Overall, the average audience score is a 97%. Very good, futuristic twists of what's going on. As I said to you, JC, during the show, you liked artifacts a lot, and you were saying all these reasons why you liked artifacts, and I tell you that all of those things are in the show Batman Beyond. It is absolutely fantastic. It has 3 seasons, but only a number of 52 episodes in total. And I would like to, if we really like Batman Beyond, at the very end, at our recap, we should review Batman Beyond Return of the Joker.
Oh, naturally, we have to.
Oh, yeah.
It is one of my favorite movies. As a kid, I watched it, didn't realize what I was watching. So dark, but great animation, fun intro. Very fun intro, but a different take on Batman. And I know it is a continuation of Batman material, but this feels way different than the Batman, 100%.
Right.
So it's like the Batman? Got it.
It is, I will, okay. I'm going to come through this screen, Judge Anthony. Come at you, boy.
I understand. It's like the Batman, but but like in the future. I got it.
Well,
Don't worry.
1,000 times better. Yeah, first aired in 1999 and goes to 2001.
How many episodes is it?
It is 52 episodes.
Wow, 3 straight 52 episode shows.
Wow.
All of complete quality and at the highest regard.
Yeah, really.
All of them.
All of them. All right, Judge Curtis, you are up. What you got, man? I'm excited. We have great shows here. Please contribute.
All right, I'm gonna break the mold and just say right off the top, this show is running at a tight 26 episodes.
Oh,
So
shoot.
you get in, you get out, and you have a wonderful experience. No fat. And this superhero show is the only superhero show, not counting movies because I've done this with movies, is the only superhero show that I have cried during.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. And it is also probably in my top 15 to 20 shows of all time.
Man, I'm trying to guess here.
And this show is Green Lantern, the animated series.
Yes.
Taste.
That's the good one.
Now I believe 2 of us have watched it and 2 of us have not watched it at least all the way through.
I've seen halfway through, and it's really good.
Have you seen
I
it,
have
JC?
none of this.
Oh man.
I distinctly remember the moment of which Curtis is speaking. Oh man.
So here's the thing. It stars Hal Jordan as Green Lantern. Now there are other lanterns that appear throughout, but what this show does incredibly well is it has a different kind of quirky sense of humor than other DC shows does, because Hal Jordan is kind of like a wisecracking, like almost like what's a good analogy for him? He's kind of like what he's a little bit like Spider-Man in that he kind of like quips with all the villains as he's like fighting them, and it's a really cool interplay.
Yes.
And the Green Lantern mythology is, other than maybe Batman, my favorite mythology in
It's so cool.
DC, because
Wow.
you have different colored rings which draw from different emotions, feelings, and they're all like way different colors. So like you kind of have like that childhood like a vibe of like, oh, I can't wait to see what the next color is and like what the next superpower people can get. And it's 100% serialized. I can't remember if every single episode leads into the next, but a lot of them do.
There are times where it switches back and forth to 2 different stories going on at the same time. But yeah.
And it manages to tell a full, complete narrative. Now, it is tragic, never got a season 2, but it has enough of a conclusion to where I would say I was pretty satisfied with how the 26 episodes ended. And it introduces an, I believe, original character who is a Red Lantern. I don't think he appears in anything else before this. Who is a really fun, edgy character.
I don't know enough about the Lanterns to remember if this was the case.
No, I've become a pretty big Lantern guy, and
they have
past couple like about 9 months or so. This show came out right around the time as actually the new colored rings were coming out in the comics. Right around that time. It was around 2009 or so when they started actually being put into, in the medium. And this show really was like the big, like, these are what these rings are for the people who don't read comics. So it's for all you people who don't read comics, this is as far as you're gonna go with all these really cool ring powers. And I highly recommend the show. This show's really good.
It is. It is very good, and you need to finish it.
I do need to finish it.
But yeah, it is a very good show from what I saw. Really, really good. Nice, short, sweet. Every episode was usually pretty good. If only they had like a Blackest Night aspect to it. If that was season 2, if they came out with a season 2 and it was a whole Blackest Night story, even though it's not child friendly.
Amazing.
Freaking they kill Batman and then he's a Black Lantern.
Oh.
And I haven't even talked about who my favorite character is, but I'm not even going to mention it because it would be a spoiler.
It would be a spoiler. But yes, that was a great show, boys. We have presented fantastic shows.
So may I recommend something?
Yeah.
I recommend we vote in the opposite order that we presented.
So
I would vote first. I would vote first, then Shelton, then Brown, then other Cooper.
Okay.
All right. So let me just type it in my phone here what I am voting for.
I shall do the same.
My vote has been cast.
So has mine.
All right, I got it.
Same.
It'd be wild if we all voted for the same thing. That'd be wild. Well, we can't all vote for the same thing.
Yep, you can't vote for your own.
Because you can't vote for your own.
Okay.
I'll probably
Curtis?
be watching some of mine on the side because it's so good. But all right.
Josh is like, no matter what, I'm watching mine.
Heck yeah. It's so good.
You do you.
All right, Judge Curtis, you're up.
All right. The first ballot is in, and it is for Iron Man Armored Adventures.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because I am genuinely curious how well it holds up.
Oh man, if this turns out to be a flop, boys.
Dude, I can tell you that I even like looking back on it, I enjoyed this way better than the Batman.
Okay.
Because it actually is serialized for one.
Yeah.
Okay. Quick
All right.
question.
Yeah.
There's one scenario we have not discussed. What if each show gets one vote? How are we breaking the tie?
The person with the first name in the alphabet gets the show.
I say we figure that out if we get to it. I don't think there'll be a tie.
Okay.
I don't think that will be. It's either, and I guess that kind of leads to my vote. I want to experience something new, something I'd never seen before. Iron Man Armored Adventures.
Oh shoot!
Oh boys, it's time.
Oh man,
it's time.
Oh man.
Oh
All right,
wow.
so the only way something else gets watched is if Judge Brown and Judge Anthony vote for the same one. Then it will be down to 2 shows.
And their votes are already locked in.
But I tell you that this show better hold up, or I'm coming after somebody.
Yeah. Hey,
Same,
it's gonna
Josh.
be an entertaining ride. There's no boring in this show.
Okay.
You will not be bored, I guarantee it.
All right.
Okay. Time for my vote?
Yes.
Yep.
Green
I think I
Lantern, the
know what
animated
you voted
series.
for. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
Oh.
That is a good choice, honestly. It's really
It is
good.
It is the only one that it's the one that I'm least familiar with. I mean, I know at least some of the Iron Man mythology. I know obviously some Batman Beyond from seeing him a few episodes here and there and whatnot. But I really know nothing about Green Lantern, the animated series, and I'm kind of excited by the prospect of getting to know it.
Yeah. Okay, fellas. So we may or may not have a problem. I most definitely voted for the Green Lantern.
Oh man. We got ourselves a tie.
I wanted to vote for mine, but no. So that this is where we are.
All right.
Okay.
But
So
I
Curtis
mean,
and Anthony, we have your two shows here. So I
Mhm.
feel like maybe Josh and I should cast the deciding votes. Maybe we should get a chance to review our decisions and maybe come to some consensus here.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I say we give I agree with that, first of all. But I say we give me and Anthony each 1 minute to pitch our shows again.
Okay.
all right.
All right.
And
I will
Ju-
mute you guys, and you guys come up with whatever, and then Judge Brown and I can maybe just talk about stuff. I don't know.
What do you
Okay.
mean come up with whatever?
You can come up with a pitch.
like your pitch, just your pitch, so you can say it out loud and whatnot.
Oh, well, no, I don't need any prep time. Let's just do it.
Oh, he needs no prep time
Okay.
whatsoever. Judge
No
Anthony,
prep
how are
time.
you feeling? Do you feel like you can prep, or do you need prep?
Bro, I was born on Iron Man. Let's rock.
All right, this is Canadian Iron Man. This isn't your average Iron Man here, but
Not sure it's not.
And
Like
as,
syrup.
and as before, I think obviously you and Judge Brown need to cast your votes before you tell them to us.
Okay. And what
Oh.
if we are adamant in our decisions and neither of us changes our votes?
Then we flip a
It sounds
coin.
like JC's pretty adamant.
Honestly, yeah. I think honestly it probably should come to a coin flip at that point.
okay. Well, if you feel that way, I mean, I can be swayed. I'll say that.
Okay. Well, Curtis, you better come up with a good pitch.
Wait,
JC,
so
be
who am I
open-minded
trying to
for
convince
once.
here?
What?
All right.
I'm trying to convince Josh now because JC is not going to change his mind. So
I never said that. You all are just putting words in my
JC, we can read you like a book.
uh-huh.
mouth. Okay.
All right, let's rock.
So who's going
All right.
first?
Let's
go reverse order.
All right.
Reverse
So
order.
Judge
So
Anthony, you're up.
okay.
Because Curtis
Reverse
voted
order. Let's see. So you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first. Curtis voted first.
Oh, I see. The reverse of the reverse. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Reverse.
not only all the stuff I've said about the show is true. Now the show is also the story is written by one of my favorite writers on another superhero show that is near and dear to my heart that I watched very recently. That was number 2 on this list. Was Wolverine and the X-Men.
Ooh.
Okay.
And that show, all the people who have seen it, is like a masterpiece of storytelling as well as just general pacing. And this
That
guy
is a great show.
This guy basically got promoted from Iron Man Adventures to X-Men, I believe. No, he got promoted from X-Men to Iron Man Armored Adventures because he did so well. And this show is there's barely any filler, but it is a 52 episode show. So what that means is you get to see every kind of enemy and beautiful animation in action scenes, such as so much
Huge rogues gallery.
huge rogue gallery, such as Technovore, who is one of the greatest Iron Man villains that no one's ever heard of, as well as
Madam Mask.
Whiplash. You see AIM, Hulk is in the show as well. Crimson Dynamo, you see his full backstory and his whole new one, which is just intense and crazy. This show is also genuinely hilarious. Because think Robert Downey Jr., but if he was a sassy little teen living with Rhodey. You know what I'm saying? And all kinds of lore that I didn't even know about that I learned from this show that's only tweaked a little bit from the comics, besides the main premise. Yeah. So I don't know if my minute's up, but this show, I behest to you on the grounds of my own watching, is beautiful.
All right. Good pitch.
Beautiful words.
Good stuff. All right, Judge Curtis, you are up.
All right, guys. So this show is tight. in more ways than one. It's tight in runtime. It's tight because it's just cool. And in terms of plot structure, now I did say that it is serialized, but it also is set up in such a way to where 7 or 8 episodes in, something huge happens that escalates everything. And then another 8 episodes happens, and the show kind of breaks and has kind of 2 mini seasons. And the first mini season directly leads into bigger stakes in the second mini season. And character dynamics change, allegiances literally change, and you will be shocked at some of the stuff that happens. There are character deaths.
Damn.
And this show doesn't hold back. And that's pretty much my case. I don't really have anything else to say.
Okay, so
Short and sweet, just like the show.
well then. With that being said, my vote has officially been recast, and I am ready. What about you,
All
Josh?
right. Same.
Okay, what order are we presenting in?
Judge Brown, you go first.
Okay. My new vote is for Iron Man Armored Adventures.
Oh,
we got a switcheroo.
Read that, boys.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Why is that? What swayed you?
You know what? Green Lantern, the animated series, is just too safe of a bet. I know Anthony's chaotic,
Whoa.
lovely nature in
Whoa.
our love for all things Yu-Gi-Oh! And
Oh,
I am trusting his judgment here.
oh, you did not make a mistake, my friend.
Wow. JC, throw out the safety net. He's like, nah, that's not very like you, JC. What's going on?
When you're
Okay.
around
Yep.
Anthony Cooper, things get weird.
Risk averse no longer.
I'm putting it all out there.
All right. So I will say, boys, that both of those were really good pitches. And I've seen Green Lantern, the animated series, and it is absolutely amazing. Teaches you about the lore. And I love how Curtis brought up character allegiance changes, because that's a really big aspect of the show. Like, character development's crazy. But I might say that I still chose Iron Man Armored Adventures.
Yeah, that's right, boys. Come to Papa. Ooh.
But I chose
It is
that
officially unanimous.
I chose that mainly because of, like, you brought up the character lore, and I want to get deeper in Iron Man's lore. I probably will be comparing it somewhat to, like, comic lore, but I don't care about if they have their own spin and I prefer that, then awesome. You know, I want to know, you know, and I like teenage characters. I presented a show with a teenage character. He was a really edgy, depressed teenage character, but
Mine's a sassy genius in high school that acts like Spider-Man with a big robot suit.
So how are
Love
we
it.
feeling? I mean, I'm kind of sad that my show got no votes. But maybe at some point we will review this show, because honestly, it's amazing content. It just Batman Beyond is my second favorite Batman, or Terry McGinnis is my second favorite Batman ever. So,
Well,
Well, we
Josh,
got-
you might not have gotten votes.
and that's even with Dick Grayson wearing the bat suit. Like,
Wow.
good stuff.
We got new experiences on the horizon. Brand new main character set. Whole new company.
I am so
Yes,
happy that this
we do.
show won. I thought it was gonna be a long shot, but the upset is complete.
I
I'm full.
really can't believe we're in the reality where Iron Man Armored Adventures got a unanimous vote.
It's just
Yeah.
it's something new. We're risking it for the biscuit, you know.
I think this will be a journey all of us can grow together and make a million more memes, and this is what it's all about.
The art style is very interesting, I will say.
Especially the suit design. I love the suit design. The
I really
Hulkbuster, all
dig
that
it. Yeah, I do dig them.
Really lends it well to advertisements and it doesn't look toy-like, but you would be a pretty dope toy to have.
So this here says that it's on Netflix. Is that correct still?
I'm checking.
Let me check. I think it's at least on Disney Plus.
It is on Netflix, both seasons.
There you
Didn't
go.
know that.
Nice.
Didn't know that.
I'm checking Disney Plus right now.
This art style is so interesting.
Mhm.
Yep, it is
And
on Disney Plus as well.
The
Nice.
villain designs are just out of this world, bros. Oh.
All right, so you guys say that you're ready to shred it if it's needed to be shredded. So,
I'm ready to
100%.
spank this bad boy.
so this is the lowest ranked show compared to all the shows that we presented.
And you
Lowest
voted for it.
I did vote. I did. I realized that at some point, but I think that's an interesting fact about everything. And so, if we end up absolutely loving it,
I think the
then
general
all
vibe
the
of the show is up right up our alley.
It's such a good vibe.
91% of people liked this show.
Okay.
I'm here for it. Let's freaking do it.
How does it compare to how the Batman was reviewed?
The Batman did all right. It where is it? It's the Batman. Here it is, 2004. Yeah, it got a 7.3 on IMDb and 8.2 on TV.com. 94% liked the TV show, but I usually don't trust that, mainly because the people who are voting are people who would initially be liking it in the first place.
Now, Iron Man Armored Adventures got an 8.3 on TV.com.
Oh, heck yeah. Lock it in. This is a bet.
Lock that. That is a lock if I've ever seen one.
And but it got a lower rating on IMDb. It got a 6.5 for Iron Man and a 7.3 for the Batman.
Negligible at best.
Yeah, it was probably right.
There is no Rotten Tomatoes review for either show.
Well, that's not true.
Yeah.
Oh no, just kidding.
We're just not gonna bother.
Rotten Tomatoes voted for Iron Man Adventures 60%.
And
they averaged
certified fresh, boys.
Certified passing right there.
The average audience score, it was 46%.
Oh man, I'm seeing 4.6 stars out of 139 ratings out of 5.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Sounds pretty split.
This will be very interesting.
Now, just remember, JC and Josh, if this is bad, you have no one to blame but yourselves.
Oh, I'm completely aware of that.
I don't know if I can quite say that. You know, if you give a good pitch, you give a good pitch. You know, there's only so much we can know. We had never seen the show.
I would like to read to you a nice little sentence from a review from an audience member. This show is probably the reason that the Flash TV show even exists.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Well, seeing as that's one of my favorite live action shows.
Because it did air on the CW.
Iron Man did?
Yeah, this did.
It's the reason they got into superheroes.
How did DC allow them to have a Marvel show?
I don't know.
Because even they can't deny its quality.
I guess so. I guess. So, are we watching 6 or 7 episodes like we did with the Batman, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Yep. And it has 2 seasons, 52 episodes. So
we're looking at 8 weeks of content.
We'll be going at it.
2 months of Iron Man.
I'm here for it. Let's go.
You gonna watch it with us, Anthony?
Dude, I'm here. School ends this week, so I'm free forever.
Okay, so So next Monday, do we want to watch the first 6 episodes?
Yeah.
Definitely. Someone
Okay.
said that Tony Stark looks more like an anime character than Robert Downey Jr., and they're down for it.
Oh, okay. All right, I will present something to you boys. Have you ever heard of Netflix parties?
Yes, I have it on my computer.
All right. It does gives us the possibility of watching each episode together at the same time from a distance. But that is if we
That'd be
want to
kinda
do
cool.
it. It would be kind of cool. We can maybe do that a few times.
Yeah, for like finales of the seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have my own Netflix, so that might be a problem.
You can just log in Walmart.
Yeah, it supports multiple devices at a time, I think.
Oh, even with the party version?
Yeah, because
Well,
party's
the
not
party version's
technically-
an
The
add-on.
party's a separate thing. It's not.
It'll work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can do that then. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just have to sync up our schedules.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. The guest comes in. Judge, magistrate, or appointed magistrate. That's what I was gonna call Anthony.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Appointed magistrate, because we are official judges.
All right.
Judge Anthony or a magistrate Anthony has to re-earn his title.
Ooh.
All right. I guess works get the salvation here, fellas.
You know what?
100%.
100%.
Once you complete the final Iron Man Armored Adventures episode, you will have earned your judge back.
Okay. You can call me the cool guy in the room then. The rebellion, the dark character.
the dark
character
edgy
everyone
team.
loves but gets second in every tournament.
All right. So that about wraps it up. We have a new show on the Court of Capes. We will be discussing Iron Man Armored Adventures, and it looks like it'll be a fun one. Hopefully, not just fun, but also good content.
Mhm.
Ready to shred, boys, if that happens to be the case.
But also ready to praise.
Yes.
And to
I'm
worship.
ready to give. I haven't seen many Marvel animated shows, so
Ever?
You've seen Spectacular Spider-Man, you
I said
doofus.
many with an M.
Oh, I thought you said
Not
any.
any.
Oh, yeah.
No,
that M
you
did
bought me
not come through.
Spectacular Spider-Man. I watched that all the way through in like 2 days.
Haven't you seen Earth's Mightiest Heroes?
I have. I watched that with Curtis.
There we
Well,
go.
he watched like the first 10 episodes.
Yeah, it was really good.
That's all?
I mean, it was college. We got busy.
Yeah,
Josh!
like what I'm doing.
We got busy watching Code Geass.
That's true.
Are you saying that Earth's Mightiest Heroes is Code Geass quality, Judge Brown?
That's comparing apples and oranges. Don't even go
Okay. Okay. No,
JC doesn't want to invoke my wrath.
that was an absolute escape, man. Avoiding the question there, man. Come on. If you were to choose between the two,
Oof.
I mean, come on.
Oh, is that interference I'm hearing? Whoops. Guess I have to hit that leave button.
Oh, man. Judge Brown, man. I will hold this.
Slithering
Come
around
on.
on the depths.
You got to admit it.
No, you know what? Earth's Mightiest Heroes has a special place in entertainment history because it showcases the Marvel Universe in a way that no other show has ever before or has since done. And therefore, it is very special. Whether or not it is at the same level of storytelling quality.
I mean,
as
does it even
Code
have a
Geass.
character as good as like Lelouch or Princess Euphoria?
I mean, no.
I would like to argue the Claw.
Dr. Claw.
Oh, he's just vibrating everywhere. Oh.
You made me choke on my water.
That's what
I
the
get
Anthony
where
brings.
I get where you're coming from, Judge Brown. It's a good show. It's really good show. It does things for Marvel when it came out that not many shows had done for the Avengers themselves. Because honestly,
Yeah.
there's not too many good Avengers quality stuff out there prior to the show itself. So,
Or subsequent to the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, not argue it's the only good Avengers show that's ever come out.
That's objectively true.
Hulk's Agents of Smash. Beautiful.
A-bomb.
so
Oh,
I may watch the rest of it at some point, Judge Brown.
Hey, it might come up on this show at some point.
Maybe.
Heck yeah.
Just might. All right. That is the end of this episode. Thank you for listening. And hopefully you will enjoy this next season and this next journey as much as we do. It's been real.
It's been fun.
It's been
It has
good.
been real.
It's always fun to win.
fun.
Did you just say, that's why you're elected magistrate, Anthony?
Huh?
Come on, man. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. There's no good involved. All right. Court is adjourned.